part where I share with you my technical bias, and if it's something you fancy, you can just flow with me. All right. So on this Great Britain pound CHF, which I actually came here and said there were trading opportunities. I actually got in, but I was stopped out in the loss, and which is one of those things about trading. But my bias still remains the same, that if as long as we are below this level here, and this level holds, the projection will be to take the price to the downside. But for now, that will all depend on if we see a break of this correction structure, right? This retest structure, right? On the let me go to the daily chart time frame so you can see it. Where if we see this retest structure hold, right? So if this retest structure, this counter trend line, right, this minor counter trend line, if it breaks this counter trend line, if it breaks and then we take up this yellow bar, which is like a kind of a support, minor support to the downside, yeah, we're capitalizing on the move to the downside. But enough with the Great Britain pound CHF. Let's look at one other pair that is on my radar, which is the New Zealand dollar and the US dollar. It looks like the US dollar is also gaining strength, like it has already been doing, because from the monthly chart time frame it has been selling, right? It has been selling. So if you look at the monthly chart time frame, right, you will see that it's been selling, right? If we were to zoom out, right, if we were to zoom out, you will see that there is this trend line that is gauging it. You see that trend line that is gauging price. You can see that price has been pointing to the downside, but for now we have this range here at this peak of this bearish trend, which is the selling. We can see that the price has been ranging from this point here to this point here for a very long time. Now we have a big range here that is from here to here, but it looks like we're having a minor range here, a small range here from here to here, right? And then we can see that there was this last leg like a lower low, and then we saw a lower high, and then we saw another lower low here. So if we go to the weekly chart time frame to see what this minor range, right, if we go to the weekly chart time frame to see this minor range, right, so you notice that price came from this point, touched this point, came back here, went in a trend form, and then this trend line, which is the trend tracking the trend, has broken, and then we broke the last low here, and then it's like we are seeing something like a lower low, lower high here before we can get that last leg that will complete this range, right? Since price has been bouncing around those levels. So what I'm tracking is this lower high here before we see that last low. So what will make me get into this trade now is if today's candle, as of the time of making this video, if today's candles hold and break below this yellow bar, I will just track it based on how this position is. So that is it with this. Hit on the like button if you like it, and also follow me for more. All right, so that is it.